has requested a video of the lore so that people understand what has happened between Season 1 and Season 2, so that they understand what's going on in Season 3. So let's start with Chapter 1, the first season. In the first season, there was only one thing, the sus ball, and the sus ball was at the centre of the world and everything, and blah blah blah. But every universe has a sus ball, by the way. Just so that's how I do, every universe has a sus ball, whether it's hidden or visible. Every world, every game has a sus ball, different names. Well, this sus ball in our world, eggcraft, decided to create 4 gods to populate the land. I forgot the names. Give me a second. Okay, so the main god, which is the server owner Egg7962, which is me, is Omega. So that's the name of the main god. And then the next god is called Nu, or Nu, which is Nolan, the head admin. And then the third god is Sigma, which is Easy Fear. And then the fourth and final god is Delta, which is Big Bang Dodo. So the sus ball created these gods to populate the land and stuff, and to build up society. And then the sus ball created a statue using the gods, which I forgot what it's called, the gym or something, but it's like a statue and it teleports people around, it guides people through the realm. It's the body of the sus ball. And at some point it tried fighting back against the sus ball, so he got rid of it and threw it into a lake and made a new one. That's not really important, but it did happen. Alright. Now, there's a small faction. It's not in any significant storyline yet. It might be in the future. It's called the Cult of Omega. It's these villagers and stuff, an NPC faction, that worship the god Omega, Egg7962. So that's what they do. And they kill people that they think have bad souls, and animals. They just kill things that they think have bad souls, so that they believe that if they do that, they'll be promised a good afterlife. That's their whole gimmick and stuff. But there's another faction which is completely unrelated, called the Vultures. The Vultures raid the land. They raid other NPCs, they sometimes raid players, they steal stuff, they pillage, they're pillagers, and they just do that stuff. And a thing about them is the territories that they take over. They come on mossy, covered in frost moss, which is the pale moss. Frost moss. It comes from cold behaviour or something. And it goes all everywhere and gets all sticky and fleeky. Just so you know that they're in the area. And one time, the Vultures actually, when they raided a player faction, they raided that, I don't know what it's called, Riverside base, next to Mexico. And Mexico is another NPC faction, and they are allied with the Vultures to help, take down Riverside or something. I don't remember what they were doing, but they were doing something like that. Some freaky shit. One time, the Mexicans struck cannonballs filled with Vindicators, which are a type of vulture, into Riverside, and that really damaged them. So yeah, they can do some stuff. The Vultures are currently the most powerful NPC faction on the realm, because they have such big numbers, and they have a bunch of territories, so many territories, that all of them haven't even been discovered yet. And I don't don't know if I mentioned this, but the vultures are bad guys. They raid stuff and all that. They do that stuff. There's another faction called the Order of Creation. So before I talk about them, let me talk about this because I forgot to talk about this. So Susbul randomly at some point shot a laser beam out, and Omega, the god, realized this, so he used a rift to spawn a shield to deflect the beam to like stop it. But instead of stopping the random beam, it just ricocheted off the shield and destroys the shield, sending fragments across spawn. And the beam hit a field behind spawn statue, Jim, or whatever his name is, and it created a new biome called the Bright Orchard. The Bright Orchard was found by the Order of Creation, which was founded when they found the Bright Orchard or something like that. And then the Order of Creation, they are going to protect the Susbul because they feel like with the Susbul doing such a malicious looking act, it could mean that the Susbul has a target on its back. So they protect the Susbul, as the Susbul is the center of all everything. And they do that, they do in fact do that. And they also stop the spread of the Bright Orchard because it like spreads like some sort of virus. So they stop it from spreading and all that. They stop it from spreading by using barriers. They used barriers, and then the barriers got boring, so they started using vibrations because that works. So that's how they stop it from spreading. And what's interesting about this is some season 2 stuff, which has already happened. Some season 2 stuff. So the SPA, School Protection Agency, that's what it stands for, have pulled up. They've been here for a while, but just in the shadows, being sure there's no surface Skook, because they protect everything, every universe. They protect everything from Skook, because Skook is a deadly virus. I'm not about like the deep dark biome, I'm on about something else, same material. Skook is a deadly virus that infects worlds, causing monsters and creatures, and it takes over planets, turning them into big Skook balls. It happens to one of my old realms, one of my sky gens, the Land of O, which you might see in some of the lore books. It happened there, and it happened a few more times in a few different worlds I found, just because that's what they do. They pull up and they Skook it up. So the SPA are here to protect people and protect planets from that, protect universe. And they've been doing experiments on the not the Skook, the Order of Creation, the Bright Orchard, because it also spreads like Skook and is stopped by vibrations like Skook. So they have teamed up with the Order of Creation to research it, and they have come to the conclusion that it is actually Skook, it's just disguised as something else, which is breaking news. Skook has evolved to camouflage as something else. And so the Skook comes out off the ground and spreads around on the grass, but it can't go in water or stone unlike regular Skook, which can, so that's a bit weird. But it turns out that the Bright Orchard was Skook the whole time because it busted open. Some earthquakes happened or something. It busted open and people were like, wait a second, that's Skook under there. So yeah, they're like calling in armies and stuff right now to stop that in case it gets too powerful, but for now they're just going to research it to study it, because this is new and this could affect thousands, millions of worlds, not just this one. So they need to understand this before they can prevent it and take it out. Pigeon City! There is a city on the realm developing called Pigeon City. Imagine the vultures if they were all good and they weren't like grey coloured.
So that's what Pigeon City is. It's just a nice NPC city, expanding and stuff. So that's all that is. They are also a faction, an NPC faction, but they're not that lore significant yet. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Also known as the Mysterious Faction. They are a mysterious faction, trying to do an ordeal or something. So that's mysterious. The Iron Union. The Iron Union invented Tinker's construct. They invented it, yeah. They just did that. And they used to be super powerful, but they got raided. And they're not as powerful as they was. So, yeah. They also have a secret. They got a little secret. Fatberg Casinos is a casino, and the interesting thing about them is they want your money. You gotta give them that money. They also are run by Big Oil, because Fatbergs contain a bunch of oil from the human waste, which is found in the sewer systems of the casino. So they are harvesting the oil from the poop and tissue piles known as Fatbergs, and that's the whole point of Fatberg Casino. It's actually a front for an oil factory, which you can find if you look for it. And Big Oil also has a little mysterious secret about them. So yeah, if you look for that, you'll find what that is. The Jungle Village was created on the 5th of December, before the whole eggcraft stuff started, because this is originally a little survival world with me and some of the other gods and a few other people. So yeah, that's all that is. Lore goblins are NPCs that make the storyline, and they tell you hints about it sometimes. That's what they do, that's what they are. They tell you about the storyline. And there's another thing, the bees. Their goal is to make money. They just want money. They want so much money. It's a company run by bees. They aim to profit off everything they can turn into profit. This includes netherite, beeswax, honey, all that stuff, beans maybe. And they are very epic and waxy. Check out Waxy, the song by Thea7070 and Eggy Eggleton. So that is the main storyline of Eggcraft, which is around. You should join if you haven't already. And there's more storylines just dotted about the place that aren't really significant, but there's still something you might want to follow if you are interested. And if you are interested, you can find them by finding them. Some small storylines include the empire known as Ischaria, or however that's pronounced, I don't know. There's also one about goats, goatism, like a religion. There's the Chill Pill Empire, which might not exist anymore, I'm not sure. They might have lost all their people. I've not really looked into that. And there's also a place on the server called Bandland, where when you get temporary banned, not permanent banned, temporary banned, you have to stay in there, and that's where you stay. There's also a big boat above spawn, which will be coming, all the information will be coming out about that in that's season 3, that's what it's called, season 3. And there are melons, so many melon houses. I don't know what that means, but it's melon houses. Eggcraft, survival round. Join now for epic quiz.